Okay, I hope it's okay that I'm walking while I'm doing this. I was gonna like find a place to sit, but like, you know me, I'm very active. So tonight, last night, whatever, was a full moon, and specifically in Aries. So that was the thing. And generally full moons are a good time for release and letting go of things, cleaning up, cleaning house, etc., etc. And if you've been with me for any well, if you've been with me for the last like few months, I guess, you might have heard me talk about uh, a friend of mine, and I don't know, I'm feeling kind of like bittersweet, I think is the word, because I know it's been a long time coming, and like objectively, factually, energetically, I'm just like, yeah, no, this was necessary. Um, but yeah, I decided to kind of like distance myself. I like officially was like, let's take a break. Let's just not do this right now. Um, and it was a very difficult conversation. It was very annoying, very frustrating conversation. And I'm gonna try not to say too many judgments in this video because whatever. Like I just realized, and I've been realizing for a long time that like there's a lot of incompatibilities with this person in relation to me wanting to like grow and like chase after my goals and shit like that. Like way too many incompatibilities. Like once again, I'm not going to say too many details in this. I'm going to try not to. I'm going to refrain. I'm going to try not to. But I don't know. For the most part, this person brings a lot of undesired energy into my life. And once again, as I'm trying to like accomplish certain goals and like do certain things with myself and just stay consistent overall, like it's just not conducive to that. And just to be real with myself, just to be super duper honest with myself, like it's been a long time coming, like I said before. And so I don't know, I gave him the courtesy of like talking about it on the phone instead of just doing it over text like I did last time, because I did that last time. And then I also secretly ghosted, and then that's also what I mean, like because I literally have been here before. And I don't know, I don't necessarily want to say hopefully this is the last time, but at least hopefully this time is like helpful for the both of us, or at least helpful for me. I can't speak for him because I know what my intentions are, and I know what he is presenting his intentions are, or pretensions, what? I know what he's presenting his intentions to be, and all that jazz, but you know what I mean? And I don't know, I see a lot of people, because I do readings and shit, I answer questions and shit, and I see a lot of people who kind of like experience relationships like this, and it's like, oh, I definitely thought that window was down. That was kind of weird. Like, I don't know, secretly, privately, I pride myself on like being smarter than the average bear. And I think sometimes we kind of want to believe that our intelligence will supersede our desire to be loved, our desire to be cared for. And that's just not really how that works. You know what I mean? Like, I like intuitively I feel, and I could be wrong in saying this, but intuitively I feel like this person is generally very bad for me. And whether it's intentional is not really relevant to the conversation. You know what I mean? It is relevant, but it also isn't, because regardless of the intended action, you know what I mean? It's like, if I mean to like defuse a bomb but then it explodes, it's like, now what? What are we gonna do with that? You know what I mean? I guess if I could elaborate on the intentions thing, because we have gotten into arguments about that, like whether intentions were important. And the thing about that is like, the difference is that if I know that you're intentionally trying to like create issue and create drama and all that jazz, that's a very that's more weighted than you doing that but not intentionally doing. You know what I mean? And that means that I could like forgive you easier, because you're not intentionally doing it. And part of me is like, he's intentionally doing this. He's intentionally, because I know that there are people in the world that are like this. I know that there are people like this that purposely try to create drama and purposely try to create issue and strife and shit like that. And this isn't a judgment. I'm not necessarily being like, holier than thou, but I just know that that's a fact. And me being smart, or trying to be smart, I don't want to deal with people who intentionally try to create drama in my life, you know what I mean? So like, that's where I'm coming from, of like kind of being split of like, I don't know if he's intentionally doing it, but it doesn't really matter because it's still having the effect of like, you know what I mean? It's like I don't really care if he's intentionally doing it. Like it changes the way I approach the situation. It changes how like kind I'll be within the situation, you know? Like if he's not intentionally doing it, then it's like, okay, I can give you some grace, but I still need to fucking distance myself, you know what I mean? And I don't know, I feel like a lot of people probably get into sticky situations because of that, because of intentionality. And it's like, it plays a factor for sure, but it's like regardless of the intention, the result, the outcome is chaos and destruction and like negativity, you know what I mean? So it's like, does it really fucking matter in the grand scheme of it? I don't think so. I don't think so, not by much. There's a guy in a crown. It's nice get up. Anyways, can't really see him very well, but whatever. Anyways, what was I saying? Okay, so like I do claim myself to be a psychic. Like publicly, I do tap into that energy, and like I've done a lot of research on it privately and also specifically for work, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I don't necessarily claim myself to be an expert, you know what I mean? And so when I say that, I'm also saying like, because I pick up on certain things and I can feel certain things and sense certain things, but like there are limits to my perception, to my understanding as a human with feelings and stuff like that. Like sometimes we are swayed a little bit by what we feel and what we expect and what we want, what we desire out of a situation, you know? And I don't know, I've been praying about it, you know, I've been being like, hey spirit, can you please give me clarity? But like, I don't know, I feel like I'm being tested in the sense because I'm like so developed on my journey. Like I feel like sometimes they like test me and they're like, let's see if you actually know your intuition, you know? Because it was funny because we got off the phone, he said something that triggered me, that made me upset, and I realized after the fact maybe I misinterpreted what he said, but at the same time what he said still had a lot of weight. It was like, what the fuck, why would you say that to me? And we had got off the phone literally and it was unresolved. I don't remember, no, because I was like, fuck you, I'm done with this, because why would you say that? So I hung up, and guess what fucking time it was on the fucking clock? It was 12:22, and in my head I was like, okay, this means something. I don't know what it means, but it means something. And I started feeling emotional. I was like, is this because it's over? Is this just the sadness of it being over? But then I sat with it for a little bit, and I was just like, okay. And then I called him back, and then we continued the conversation, and of course I made sure to make sure I was in check, because I didn't want to be out of line. I didn't want to be, you know what I mean? I want to, because if he's not doing it intentionally, it's like, I don't want to fucking murder him with my words, you know what I mean? So, okay, I was just being awkward. Anyways, I feel like I'm so awkward sometimes. I'm like, what the fuck? Anyways, what the fuck was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. I do know what I was saying, but I don't remember what I was saying at the same time. How does that work, right? It's on the tip of my brain. Also, if you needed to know, the awkward bit was me saying hello to somebody with a dog. Anyways, you know, the intentionality thing, because if he's not doing it intentionally, then I can like give him some grace, and I can be like, you know, I understand, you're just fucking stupid, you know? And maybe I won't say that because I know that he's not intentionally being stupid, you know? Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know, because I've grown to like really appreciate this person and appreciate what they do for me, but like at the same time I understand on an objective level that it is also like it is a transactional sort of connection, sort of, not really, but sort of. And I say sort of because my end of it, I don't feel like it's transactional, you know what I mean? Like I'm not sitting here being like, you know, like it's just like generally we do for each other, and it's just like, you know, but I don't know. I'm open to being wrong about the situation. I'm open to like reflecting and seeing that maybe I was being an asshole or something. But like in my defense, if I had to defend myself, as you could see from my last few videos from the last few months, I've been working very hard on myself. I've been working very hard on like up leveling and like doing better for myself. And For anybody who's actually serious about uplifting their life, you know that when it comes to the people that you surround yourself with, you have to be so fucking careful. You have to be so fucking careful and so fucking diligent. Like, I don't mean to be paranoid or be fearful of everybody, but like, you have to be fucking careful. You know what I'm fucking saying? Like, because the people that you surround yourself with, the people that you choose to engage with, they're filling you up. You're filling them up. You're exchanging energy. And if they don't have the same values as you, you're going to find yourself like feeling lost and feeling like lazy and like all this shit. You know what I mean? And like me currently, I'm living with a lot of people who are kind of like that. We do not have aligned values and all that jazz. And you know, no judgment. There's no shame, whatever. But like, it's just the truth, man. Like, I know who the fuck I am. I know what I stand for and all that jazz. And then they are just there. And it's like, I don't interact with them. I like try to be cordial, but at this point, I kind of threw that out the window because they don't try to be cordial. But, you know, I try to be cordial in general. But I know that I couldn't be friends with these people. I couldn't try to, like, you know, because they're literally not on my level. You know? And I was explaining in a reading recently, like, if you're up here, somebody's down here, and you're trying to connect, like, you're just going to be fucking brought down. It's like, you're not going to bring them up by any means. No, like, maybe a tiny bit, maybe an inch, but, like, more so, they're going to bring you down. You know? And it doesn't mean anybody's better or worse than anybody. That's not the perspective that we should have about it. I don't think we should have that perspective about it and be like, oh, yeah, I'm better because I'm up here. Is that a crack pipe? Oh, my fucking goodness. That's wild. Thank God I'm not into crack. Now, if it was the other thing, maybe. But, right across from a rehab center also. That's kind of wild. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know when I'll post this. I've been trying to do these sorts of videos on the weekends. So, it'll probably be a weekend. I don't know. But, whenever you do watch this, I hope that it was useful. I hope that you got something out of this. Maybe, possibly, or, I don't know. If you want to check out the description below, if you want to subscribe, that'd be really groovy. That'd be really cool. If you're already subscribed, I thank you. I appreciate you, you know. And I hope that you have a nice rest of your day. I hope that you learned something that you didn't know before. And, I don't know. I hope you know no storm lasts forever. Jesus loves you. Miracles happen all the time. And this is